Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Julianne here for Trinity Stamps, and today I'm going to be showing you how I created these two cupcake shaker cards. This month is all about celebrating Trinity Stamps as it's their second birthday, so what better way to celebrate than with a bunch of cupcakes? For my cards today, I'm going to be using the Sweet Surprise stamp set, as well as their Slimline Lots of Dots stencil set. And I am going to be using a bunch of their different embellishment mixes for my shakers. So let's get started. I'm going to be starting out both of my cards today by stamping the cupcake image in the center of both of my background panels using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I am going to be stamping both of my images onto some Express It blending cardstock, so that way I can do some Copic coloring today. Once I have both of those images stamped out, I'm going to start working on my background for both of my cards. And for that, I'm going to be using one of the stencils that can be found in the Lots of Dots stencil set to ink blend my polka dot background using some Ink on 3 ink in the color Bee Sting Yellow. Before I start any of my ink blending, I am going to be masking off both of my cupcakes. That way I don't get any ink onto my images. I'm going to be starting all of my blending in the center of each of my panels where my mask is, and then I'm going to be fading out that ink towards the edges of my cardstock. Once I have both backgrounds blended, I'm going to remove my stencil to reveal my ink blended background. With my ink blending done, I'm going to start peeling off my mask, which if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know this is definitely my favorite part about masking. I definitely create a lot of scene cards, and peeling back those masks to reveal what I've created is always the best part of card making. Next, I'm going to start working on my sentiment, and for that, I'm going to be using the sentiments that come in the Sweet Surprise stamp set. And I'm going to be positioning one on top of the cupcake as well as another on the bottom. And again, I'm going to be stamping both of them using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. Now, if you have watched any of my videos in the past, you definitely know that I love showing my Copic coloring process. But I decided to try something different today, and I decided to do all of my coloring off camera. If you do have any questions about the colors I used, I will make sure to have them all listed down below in the description box. But once I had completed all of my coloring, it was time for me to start creating my shaker windows. Now this stamp set does have coordinating dies, but they don't cut out the center of the icing on the cupcake, and that's where I wanted my shaker windows to be today. So in order to cut those out, I'm going to be using a craft knife. Now you can see that I have a couple pieces of scrap paper underneath both of my background panels here, and that's going to be to protect my work surface as I'm using my craft knife. And I'm just going to be taking my time working slowly all around the icing of my cupcake until I finish both of my windows. Now that I have both of my windows cut out, I'm going to start working on assembling my shakers. To start out, I'm going to be using some liquid adhesive, adding it around the edges of my shaker window, and then I'm going to be adhering a piece of acetate over that window. Once I have that adhered, I'm going to be adding some foam tape around the outer edges of my shaker windows, as well as to the rest of my background panels. And I'm going to be making sure that I don't have any holes in between my foam pieces. That way I can make sure my sequins are unable to escape. Now before I remove any of my backer pieces to my foam tape, I'm going to start adding in my sequins into my shaker wells. This is definitely my favorite part when it comes to creating shaker cards. I love all things sequins, and I definitely love the unique embellishment mixes that Trinity Stamps offers. For my cards today, I'm going to be using a few mixes in each of my cards, including Slumber Party, Rainbow Sherbet, Donut Party, and Whirly Pop Drops. Now once I have all of my embellishments added into my shaker wells, I'm going to start peeling back some of my backer pieces, so that way I can adhere my window backers. Once I have those adhered, I will then remove the rest of my backer pieces from my foam tape, and I'll adhere my shakers directly to my card bases. And then I'm going to flip over my card to reveal my fun shakers. And that's going to complete both of my cards for today. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for more card making ideas. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used, I will have them all listed and linked down below in the description. And make sure to play along to celebrate with Trinity Stamps as they celebrate their 2nd birthday. And if you do create anything, make sure to tag us on social media so that we can see what you created. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting.